Hello everyone, here. If x minus 1 over 3 is equal to k and k is equal to 3, what is the value of x? And in this question, he gave me the value for k, which is 3. Now x minus 1 over 3 is equal to 3. Now we have an equation, we can get the value for x. How? If you have x minus 1 over 3 is equal to 3, you can rewrite it 3 over 1, and you can do it cross multiply for both sides. X minus 1 times 1, it will be x minus 1, which is equal to 3 times 3, it will be 9. By solving this problem by adding 1 in the two sides, or move negative 1 to the other side by its opposite side, it will be 9 plus 1, then x is equal to 10 directly. Then the correct choice is D. Or you can use the answer itself here. You have x minus 1 over 3 is equal to 3. Okay, if you choose any value here, if you start from C, 9 minus 1, it will be 8. 8 over 3 is not equal to 3. The next one, 10 minus 1 over 3, it will be 9 over 3. 9 over 3, it will be 3, the same value here. Then the correct answer is D. If you look for question 3, here, on Saturday afternoon, Arman sent him text messages each hour for 5 hours. Then he sent 5 texts in each hour for what? For 5 hours. And Terence sent P text each hour for what? For 4 hours. Which of the following represents the total number? Total mean what? The total means the sum. But he sent M in each hour for 5. Then you must multiply here. Then he will send 5M. And the next, Tim sent P for 4 hours. Then it is 4P. Their total, then you will add them, 5P plus their sum, which is what? Which is C. These number 1 and number 3. Okay. If you look for number 2 talk about what here? Number 2 talk about for I is equal to radical negative 1, what is the value, or what is the sum of 7 plus 3i and negative 8 plus 9i, the sum of two complex numbers. And you know that if you have a complex number, it has a real part. You have a real part here, and imaginary part, real part and imaginary part. If you would like to find their sum, you will add the real part 7 and the real part negative 8. 7 plus negative 8 will be negative 1. And the imaginary part here 3i plus 9i, it will be 12i. Then what is the correct answer? It is negative 1 plus 12i, which is A. In number 4, Kathy is a repair technician for a phone company. Each week, she receives a batch of phones that need repairs. The number of phones that she has left to fix at the end of each day can be estimated with the equation P is equal to 108 minus 23D, where P is the number of phones left, and D is the number of days. Then P is the number of phones and D is the number of days she has worked that week. What is the meaning of the value of 108 in this equation? and you have different choice. First, look for the given equation here. P is equal to 108 minus 23D or 23D. The question about 108. 108, or before solving this equation like y is equal to mx plus b, which is a linear equation. A linear equation. The coefficient of x m here is what? Is the slope. And b is the y-intercept. But what is the meaning of the y-intercept and what is the meaning of the slope? Here, y-intercept, the constant, like 108. The y-intercept, you can get it if you put x is equal to 0. Then this is the starting value. Or the initial value. Or if you have a question has a fees or a fee, then it will represent the fee. Or at x equals 0. Or at, in this question, at b equals 0, which is mean the starting. But the slope here means the rate of change of p with respect to d, or the increase on p, or the decrease on p, on y itself. If we look for the words here, Kathy will complete the repairs within 108. No, P is this is not. Kathy starts each day, each week with, yes, he starts. And the next, Kathy repairs full rate. Then this rate took about the negative 23 here. Okay? But the correct answer is B. The next questions. Here, he gave me which of the following is equivalent to the expression above. I think this algebraic expression minus another algebraic expression, then you can simplify them and to get the final x squared y minus 3y squared plus 5xy squared. Distribute this sign, negative times negative, it will be positive. Okay, x squared y, negative times positive, it will be negative. 3x y squared, and here negative by negative, it will be positive. 3y squared. Now look for the x squared y and x squared y, the like terms, and find their sum. It will be 2x squared y. Negative 3y squared and positive 3y squared here. They are opposite, then their sum is 0. 5x squared minus 3xy squared, like terms, it will be 2xy squared, which is correct. I think it's C. In number 4, he gave me m is equal a quantity up over a quantity down times b, and all answers has b. Then this question about write p in terms of mRn, then you must isolate here p in one side. Then you will multiply by the reciprocal of this quantity. Then p, it will be up 1 plus r over 1200 all to the power n minus 1 over r over 1200 multiplied by 1 plus r over 1200 all to the power n multiplied by what? By m, which is b. Okay, I think it's very easy. If the question about which of the following b and p in terms of, then isolate p in one side and the other in the other side. All terms in with p and the other sides with m. Then you must multiply by the reciprocal for this fraction. Okay, number 6. H is equal to 3a plus 28.6. A pediatrician used the model above to estimate the height h of a boy in inches. In terms of the boy's age a, then a is age, in years between the ages of 2 and 5. Based on the model, what is the estimated increase in inches of a boy's height each year? H is equal to 3a plus 28.6. This is a linear form, like y is equal to mx plus b. And we said before, now m represents the slope, which represents the increase or decrease of y. Then 3 is the increase here. Then the answer is 3. Or by using another way, if you would like to do it, here h in the first year, if you put a is equal to 1, then it will be 3 times 1 would be 3 plus 28.6. If you put h is equal the second year, 3 times 2 will be 6 plus 28.6. Then the increase here, you will subtract. This is h1 and h sub 2 here. 6 minus 3 will 3. And 28.6 minus 28.6 will be 3. Then the answer is C. Now, the next question. Here, if a over b is 2, what is the value for 4b over a? You have a over b is equal to. But here the required is b over a. Then flip it. b over a is equal to 2 over 1. It will be 1 over 2. But he multiplied it by 4. Then multiplied here by 4. 4 here and here times 4. 4 times 1, 4 divided 2, it will be 2. Then the correct answer is 2. Then 4b over a is equal to 2. Here, in number 11, b is equal and c is equal. In the equations above, we have a system of two linear equations in two variables here. b and c represent the price per pound in dollars of beef and chicken respectively, X weeks after July 1 during last summer. What was the price per pound of beef when it was equal to the price of pound of chicken? Then the price of beef is equal to the price of chicken. What is the price of beef here? This is a question. Beef is equal to the chicken, then you will equal this. B is equal to C, then 2.35 plus 0.25, X is equal to 1.75 plus 0.40X. Now you can combine X with X. 0.40 in right side, you can move 0.25 to it. 0.40X minus 0.25X. And move 1.75 to the other side, it will be 2.35 minus 1.75. Now you can get X. 0.5 minus 5 will be 0. 13 minus 7 will be 6.0. 0.40 minus 0.25 will be 0.15x. Divide by 0.15, then x is equal to 4. Now you have the value 4. But the question about what? There is no 4 here. Why? Because the price of per pound of chicken, What was the price per pound of beef here? Then where is the equation of beef here? Then replace x with 4. 4 times 0.25. 0.25 means quarter. Quarter times 4 it will be 1. Then 1 plus 2.35 will be 3.35. Then b is equal to 2.35 plus 1 over 4 times 4, cancelled 1. Then 1 plus 2 will be 3.35, which is D. Question number 9. We have a system of two linear equations, 3x plus 4y equal negative 23 and 2y minus x is equal to negative 19. What is the solution x and y to the system of equation above? If you use the answers and plug it in the given here, in letter A here, negative 5 times 3, it will be negative 15, plus 4 times negative 2, it will be negative 8. Their sum is negative 23. It is correct. But for the next one, 2y, 2 times negative 2, it will be negative 4, minus x minus negative 5, it will be negative 4 plus 5, which is 1, and this is not equal to 1. Then the first answer is not correct. The next one here, x is 3. 3 times 3, okay, it will be 9. 4 times negative 8, it will be negative 32. Negative 32. 9 plus negative 32, it will be negative 23. Then this is correct. For the next one, 2y, 2 times negative 8, negative 16, minus x, which is 3, then it will be negative 19, which is what? The same. Then answer B is correct. Or you can use another solution for this question. If you rewrite the two equations here, 3x plus 4y is equal negative 23, and here is negative x plus 2y is equal to negative 19, and solve it using elimination. If you multiply this by 3, y negative x, its coefficient 3, then it will be negative 3x plus 2 times 3, it will be 6y. Negative 9 times 3, it will be negative 3 times 9, 27. 3 times 1, 3 plus 2, it will be 5. Then this is the second equation here. And the first is 3x plus 4y, which is equal negative 23. If you add them, then negative 3x plus 3x will be 0. And here is 10y. And negative 57 plus negative 23 will be negative 80. Divide by 10, then y is equal to what? It will be negative 8. Whereas y is negative 8 in this answer, then the correct answer is B. Or you can use the substitution method as you like, you can do. In number 12, a line in the xy plane passes through the origin. What does this mean? And it has a slope of 1 over 7. Which of the following points lies on the line? If the line passes through the origin point here, this means this line passes through the origin. This means the y-intercept is equal to 0. Then the equation, it will be y is equal to mx. What does this mean? This means the slope here equal y divided x. Then if you divide y over x and get this slope, then this is the correct. 7 over 0, this is not equal to 1 over 7. 7 over 1 here, 7 over 0, this is not correct. 7 over 1, not correct. For 7 over 7, it is equal 1, not correct. But here 2 over 14, this is equal to 1 over 7, then D is correct answer. I think that is the best way to use. Another one can write it as in the form of this is equal y equal 1 over 7x. And take the point here 0 and here 7. They are not equal. And here 7 is equal to 1 over 7 times 1. They are not equal. And 7 and 7, they are not equal. Then the correct answer by plugging here, this is the correct answer. Okay. The next question. G of x is ax squared plus 24 for the function g defined above. A is a constant. A here is a constant. This a. And g of 4 is equal to 8. What is the value of g of negative 4? If you look for g of x is equal to ax squared plus 24, this is represent a quadratic function. Then the y-intercept is 24, like this. Okay? Then the curve of this function, it will be like this. Okay? Then, and you know that this curve is symmetric about y-axis, which is mean g of 4, it will be the same value of g of negative 4. Then if g of 4 is 8, then g of negative 4 is 8. From what? From the symmetry of the graph about the y-axis. This is the best solution here in the quadratic form. But if you would like to solve by using another way, you can say g of 4 is equal to 8. Then replace g of x by 8. Then g of 4 is equal to 8. Then replace x with 4. 4 squared, it will be 16a. Plus 24, it will be 8. Solve this problem is equal to 8. Then 16a is equal to 8 minus 24, which is equal negative 16. This means divide by 16, then a is equal to negative 1. Then the function here g of x is equal to negative x squared plus 24. What a value of g of negative 4? It will be negative 4 squared plus 24. It will be negative 16 plus 24, which is 8, the same answer. But I think the first is the best to you to save your time. The next one. Here, if x is more than 3, which of the following is equivalent to this value? Here x is more than 3, then you can take x is equal to 4 or 5 or any number and find the value here. Then it is 1 over 4 plus 2, it will be 1 over 6. And 1 over 4 plus 3, it will be 1 over 7. And find the reciprocal of this what? 1 over the sum here. This means you will find the reciprocal. 1 over 6 plus 1 over 7, you will do a common denominator here. 7 times 6, it will be 42. 7 plus 7 times here multiplied by 7 and multiplied up by 7 and here by 6 and here by 6. Then it will be 7 plus 6, it will be 13 over 42. This is 1 over. Then the answer is its reciprocal is 42 over 13. Then if you replace here, then you need the numerator is 24. Then if you take here 4 is 2 times 4, it will be 8. 8 plus 5, it will be 13. This is not correct. Here, 4 squared is 16. 5 times 4, it will be 20. Then plus 6, 16 plus 20, 36 plus 6, it will be 42, sorry. This is 42. And down 2 times 4, 8 plus 5, it will be 13. I think the same if you flip this value. Then the correct answer is B. This is the first way to solve. But if you here 1 over this quantity, then you can evaluate this quantity 1 over x plus 2 plus 1 over x plus 3. By doing what common denominator, you will multiply x plus 2 times x plus 3, and here you can multiply 1 by x plus 3 plus 1 times x plus 2, it will be x plus 2. Then you have 2x plus 5 up, and down x squared, FOIL rule, f x times xx, and the last 2 times 3 6, and the inner and outer 3x and 2x will be 5x. But here we need to flip it, then it will be x squared plus 5x plus 6 over 2x plus 5, which is b. And the next question here, if ax plus 2 multiplied by bx plus 7 is equal to 15x squared plus cx plus 14 for all values of x, and a plus b here is 8, then you have a plus b is equal to 8. What are the two possible values of c? C is what here? The coefficient of the x. Here, x we get it from the following rule here, the inner and the outer. Ax times 7 to be 7a. Okay, 7a. And 2 times bx will be 2b. Then this is the value of c, 7a plus 2b. But here, if you look for a times b, the coefficient of x squared, this is 15. Then you have ab is equal to what? Equal to 15. And you have the first equation here, a plus b is 15, and a times b equals 15. If you're going to choose any two numbers to satisfy these equations, like 3 plus 5 is equal to 8, or 5 plus 3, then you have two solutions. And 3 times 5 is equal to 15, or 5 times 3 is equal to 15. Both of them are correct. Then replace this value in the value of c. 7 times 3 will be 21, plus 2 times 5 will be 10, which is 31 here. And the next 5 times 7 will be 35, plus 3 times 2 will be 6, which is 41. Then the last answer is correct. The next says, if 3x minus y is equal to 12, what is the value of 8 power x over 8 power x over 2 power y? 8 means if you factor it, 8 divided 2, it will be 4, divided 2, it will be 2, divided 2, it will be 1. Then you can write it as 2 to the power 3 all to the power x, all to the power over 2 to the power y. Then here it will be 2 to the power 3x, divided 2 to the power y. And you know that a to the power m divided a to the power n, I think you know that a to the power n minus n. Apply it in this rule, it will be 2 to the power 3x minus y. And what is the given here? 3x minus y, which is what? Which is 2 to the power 12, which is the first answer. The next one, grading questions. Here, if x is more than 0, t squared minus 4 is equal to 0. What is the value of t? T is a positive. T squared minus 4 is 0, which is mean t squared is 4, and t is equal positive or negative 2. But t more than 0, then t is equal. Number 18. We have a system of two equations, x plus y equal negative 9, x plus 2y is negative 25. According to the system of equations above, what is the value for x? Here, x like x, you can subtract them. If you subtract 1 from 2, then here negative, it will be positive, x minus x 0, 2y minus y, it will be y, negative 25 plus 9, it will be negative 16. Now we have the value of y, but x is equal, x plus negative 16 is equal to negative 9, then x is equal negative 9 plus 16, which is equal to 7. Then x is equal to what? X is equal to 7. In number 9 here, in a right triangle, one angle measures x, where sine x is 4/5. What is cosine 90 minus x? You have a rule: cosine 90 minus x is equal to sine x itself from the trig. Then it will be 4/5. Or you can do, if you doesn't know this rule, how to solve. If you have a right triangle here, and this is x, then this is 90 minus x. Okay? If the measure here, this is 90. Then sine angle x here, opposite, so cut off. Sine x is 4/5, then this is x, then this is 4/5. You can get this sine by using Pythagorean 4, then it will be 3. Then what about cosine this angle? Then adjacent over hypotenuse, then 4/5 itself here. Okay? The last question here, number 20. If a is equal to 5 radical 2 and 2a equal 2a here, what is the value for x? 2a, 2 times 5 radical 2 is equal to radical 2x. 2 times 5 will be 10 radical 2. And here you can write it radical 2 radical x. You can distribute this sign. Okay? And you can divide square root 2. Now 10 is equal to square root of x. Then what is the value for x? It is 100 by squaring. Okay? A summer can consider wants to find a length x, where x and feet x here, this side AE, across an A as represented in the sketch above. The length represented AD to be 1800. Okay, and AB is 1400. AB is 1400. 700 for E for BD. Okay, and 800 for what? For CD. What is the value of x? Here I think, and he gave you here in this figure, measure of angle E is equal to measure of angle D. And you know that the vertical angles here, these angles are equal. Then the two triangles here are similar. Then you have a proportion between the corresponding sides. Then you have 700. Okay, this is joined between these angles. This is corresponding to the angle, the side which is joined between their corresponding angles. Then 700 to 14,000. To 1400, sorry. Then 700 to 1400, this is equal 800 to x. Then cancel zeros here, and 7 divided 4, it will be 2. 2 times 8, it will be 16. Then it will be 1600. Or here, if you multiply 700 by 2, you will get 1400, and 800 by 2, the scale proportion here is 2. Okay, thank you for following me in this video, and good luck.